Heavenly Father, Yahuwah Almighty, Allah of truth and justice, I come before you today laying bare the deep sorrow, betrayal, and pain that pierces my heart. You see every betrayal I have endured, and you know the weight of the 10 knives that have been driven into my back by the one I shared my life with, who betrayed me for someone who had been betraying him from the very start. Yahuwah, you are the Allah who exposes the hidden things in darkness and brings truth to light. I lift my ex-husband up to you, asking that your sovereign light pierce through the thick fog of deception surrounding him. Father, break every chain of manipulation, ungodly soul ties, and witchcraft. Strip away the blinders and expose the spells, the conflict spells that were done to get him to commit to them, and the manufactured illusions that were cast. Reveal to him that what he entered into was nothing more than a situationship, a transaction that was one big lie. Let him see the bitter reality that the spellcaster did this to keep him lost, confused, and bound to dark energy and to suck up to them for eternity. Show him that the person he cheated with poisoned his mind and that he messed up his life for a reckless idolater who never cared about his happiness from the very beginning. Let him see the bitter reality that the lies about children, love, and stability, including the false claim that he is the father just to get money, were weaponized deceptions designed to exploit him. Open his eyes to see that they set up the whole thing to break up his connection that he had with someone that the Most High sent him to help him and who gave him real happiness and love and care. Instead, he joined forces with them and tried to destroy me, disrespecting me in major ways. Expose the profound hypocrisy of the demon he chose over righteousness. Show him how he was betrayed from the very beginning by someone who was fake, a fraud, and lying, and who was betraying him from the start. Reveal to him that she was jealous of me, and that is why she copied me and did spells to get him to see me all wrong, in the wrong light, and to see her in a false light, as me. Open his eyes and everyone to recognize that she is very evil, wicked, and is a devil, a person who is not happy with herself and does not even like herself. Let him and everyone see that he was just sucking up to her for validation, and that this was a relationship he was never supposed to be in. Let him realize the tragic irony that he has been treating her the way he was supposed to treat me, while treating me horribly and making me feel like a side piece. Treating the side piece the way I'm supposed to get treated and treating me like the side piece. Show him that he came up against me and supported their lies and wicked works against me, that he failed the test of fighting for me, loving me, and supporting me, and that he let them speak lies about me and encouraged it while trying so hard to appease them. Caught up in their web of illusion, believing he had to walk away from me for the love of money because they falsely claimed to have money. In reality, they were nothing more than agents of darkness who wanted him to leave me so he would invest his energy and labor into them, financing her children while she whored around. They made him treat me like a side piece because from the very beginning they were simply looking for a financial sponsor. It was all a complete lie, and he left me for a mentally unstable idolater and deceiver. Let him see the truth. The entire situation was transactional and financial. She wanted him to support them while she remained in love with other people. And the truth is that she has actually always hated him too, and she set him up for illegal activity. Let him see that he traded his real happiness for a reckless con artist who is spiritually compromised and is doing witchcraft on us and him, and lied about everything to set him up, and that he threw away a beautiful unmatched connection for a demon who was trying their hardest to ruin his life and is doing so, breaking things off with his real divine counterpart that was sent in by Yahuwah. Let him realize that when he thought the grass was greener, the only thing that he gained was burdens, and that he turned his back on his blessings. Show him that they wanted him to treat me like that, to hurt me, and to make me feel like I'm nothing, wanting him to think that I wasn't who he was supposed to be with. He had real love with me, which is something that most people never experience in this lifetime, and that she wanted to live off of his misery and sadness. That was their whole agenda, to keep the situation separated so they could use him for everything they needed, forcing him to fund them while knowing all along that we were divine partners with our own children. She thought it was funny that she was being clever and played him for a fool. Show him that he threw his whole life down the drain for these people who are his enemies, yet he keeps them close, trusting and believing in those who are actively destroying his future. Open his eyes to see that they are purposely leading him down the wrong path and deliberately steering him with malicious counsel to block him from his blessings so they can exploit him. Let him understand that just because people are relatives, it does not mean they are not adversaries. Sometimes relatives are the true enemies who harbor no genuine love for him and lead him astray on purpose. Open his eyes to see the fruit of deception. For as Proverbs 26:24-26 warns, with their lips liars disguise themselves, but in their hearts they harbor deceit. Their malice will be exposed in the assembly. Let the weight of this betrayal press upon his conscience to wake him from this spiritual slumber and make him realize the whole thing is one big lie that gave me a lot of pain. Bring him to a place of profound repentance and sober clarity where he must face the wreckage of his own choices. Let it be known that the Most High is ripping all of their masks off, including the spellcaster and the target, leaving nowhere for their deceptions to hide. Vindicate me, Yahuwah, and let your righteousness prevail, for I did not deserve any of this, and I didn't do nothing to no one. They are just jealous of me and didn't like me for who I am and for my destiny. You are an allure of recompense who binds up the brokenhearted. I place this entire situation into your set-apart hands, trusting in your perfect justice and timing, in the mighty and set-apart name of Yahuwah. Most High Yahuwah, Creator of heaven and earth, I come before your presence, seeking your divine protection, clarity, and unshakable peace as I navigate this confusing and exhausting storm. You see the hypocrisy, the double-mindedness, and the cruel games playing out around me. You know the truth of how someone can claim to want closeness while simultaneously tearing down my character behind my back. Guard my heart and mind from this toxic double standard and keep me anchored in your absolute truth as I stand firm against this manipulation and refuse to be pulled into their web of confusion. I hold fast to your word in Psalm 12:2. Knowing that people speak falsely with one another, with flattering lips and a double heart they speak. Most High Yahuwah, I ask that you expose every hidden lie and dismantle the smear campaigns meant to damage my reputation. When they wear a mask of friendliness or try to breach my boundaries, give me the supernatural discernment to see right through the facade and the strength to keep them entirely out of my space. Remind me that I do not need to fight or chase after their approval, because you are my ultimate defender. Fill me with the quiet confidence found in Psalm 28:3, praying that you do not drag me away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity, who speak peace to their neighbors, but evil is in their hearts. Grant me the grace to remain entirely detached, emotionally protected, and completely at peace. Let your wisdom guide my steps every single day so I can pour my energy into protecting my mind and raising my children in tranquility, far away from deceit and instability. When I question how someone can hold such bitter animosity while trying to trespass into my life, wrap me in your profound understanding. As it is written in James 1:8, a double minded man is unstable in all his ways. Strengthen my resolve to walk away from this instability and step fully into the safety, the light, and the genuine peace you have prepared for me. Most High, Creator of heaven and earth, I come before you today, seeking your mighty protection, your peace, and your unwavering strength as I navigate this heavy trial. You see the relentless attacks, the false accusations, and the constant smear campaigns launched against me for no reason. You know the truth of my heart and the sacrifices I have made to care for our children while keeping my distance from violence, wickedness, and deceit. Shield me from this bitter spirit of animosity and guard my mind and spirit so that his words and actions cannot penetrate my peace. As I stand firm in knowing my worth and refusing to let him have control over me, I hold fast to your promise in Psalm 34:17-18, knowing that when the righteous cry out, Yahuwah hears them and delivers them from all their troubles, being close to the brokenhearted and saving those who are crushed in spirit. Most High, I ask that you put a wall of fire around me and my children. Silence the tongue of the accuser and dismantle every weapon formed against my reputation and my peace of mind. When the pressure mounts and he tries to trigger me, remind me that I do not need to fight this battle alone, for Yahuwah is my defense. Fill me with the quiet confidence found in Isaiah 54:17, declaring that no weapon formed against me will prevail, and every tongue that accuses me in judgment I will condemn, because my vindication comes from you. Grant me the grace to remain detached, calm, and completely out of his reach. Let your wisdom guide my steps every single day so I can raise my children in tranquility, far away from toxicity and manipulation. When I feel weary, renew. Anchor my soul in your truth, as it is written in Romans 8:31. If Yahuwah is for us, who can be against us? Strengthen my resolve to walk away from darkness and step fully into the light, the safety, and the abundant future you have prepared for me. In Yahusha's name. Heavenly Abba Yahuwah, I come before you in the authority of Yahusha, lifting up the father of my children, my ex-partner who remains in my household. Yahusha, you see the deep spiritual blindness, the confusion, and the darkness that has gripped his mind and heart. I ask you to move by your set-apart spirit and shatter every scheme of the enemy operating in his life. Yahusha, let your light pierce through the thick veil of deception. Pull the wool from his eyes so he can clearly see the spiritual warfare surrounding him. Open his eyes to recognize the true source of his stagnation, anger, and bondage, just as it is written in Psalm 119:18. Open my eyes that I may see wonderful things in your law. Reveal to him that the real problem is not me, nor is it the peace I brought into his life. Show him plainly that I was a gift and a help sent to him, a blessing that was pushed away because he chose to trust in false illusions and toxic alliances. Expose the hidden works of darkness, Yahusha, as your word instructs in Ephesians 5:11, have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. Wherever witchcraft, voodoo, spellwork, and dark spiritual manipulation have been deployed against him to bind him, I ask you to break those chains in the mighty name of Yahusha. Sever every ungodly soul tie and dismantle every entity attachment that has latched onto him through those who feed him lies and practice sorcery against his soul. Grant him discernment to see who his true enemies are, the very people he has kept close, who masquerade as friends while keeping him trapped in confusion, rage, and spiritual stagnation. Wake him up from this deep spiritual slumber. Remove the violent and evil influences from his heart and atmosphere. Break through the blindness described in 2 Corinthians 4 4. The God of this age has blinded the minds of unbelievers so that they cannot see the light. Grant him spiritual sight so he can recognize the manipulation, the lies, and the craftiness of those practicing witchcraft against him. Father Yahuwah, I also pray for your complete protection over myself, my home, and my children, holding fast to the promise of Isaiah 54:17. No weapon formed against us will prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses us. Cut every energetic cord and spiritual tie that connects me to this chaos. Let him see the truth that I am not his enemy, and let him completely stop projecting his battles onto me. Deliver him, set him free, and bring absolute clarity to his mind, knowing that Colossians 2:15 declares, "You have disarmed every power and authority, triumphing over them completely. Let truth prevail and your righteousness be established in this household. In the powerful and redeeming name of Yahusha I pray.